Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. I will popularize elves in the future and create a new era. Yi Yang, who has dominated the elf world all the way and reached the pinnacle of his life, on the occasion of marrying the proud and beautiful white and wealthy Arzeus, traversing into the future world. Yi Yang was forced to work hard. In this world without elves and advocating mechanical technology. Promote elves to the entire universe. Do you have a Gundam mecha? Starship. I have Pikachu, Ibrahimovic, and divine beasts. Yi Yang. What kind of Pokémon competition? Pokémon gorgeous competition, Pokémon championship. I was all forced. Yi Yang. Can you return my wife to me earlier so that I can retire gracefully? No, no, no. We need your guidance, boss. Run away the alien race and save the universe. Yi Yang has become a hero and nightmare in the entire universe, the father of Pokémon, who pioneered an innovative era. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Why don't you go grab it? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Why don't you go grab it? The star calendar is 5,980 years old. Yi Yang is surrounded by a fully enclosed virtual screen suspended in mid-air. Smooth lines. Brilliant luster. The sixth generation of Aaron's intelligent AI robot adapts to all planetary environments. It has multiple forms to meet all your needs for loved ones, lovers, housekeepers, and pets. 180,000 yuan. You can take it home. There are more customization options. He lifted up and turned off the noisy latest technology product promotional video. Hey! In the era of universal interstellar space, asking me to promote elves is just a joke, isn't it? A robot worth 188,000 yuan and a pet worth 288,000 yuan, would a normal person choose the first one? Yi Yang said and let out a long sigh again. He is a traveler. From the Earth of the 21st century to the world of Pokémon. Yi Yang, who has no system and no golden fingers. With innate talent, he has become the most powerful regional champion in the history of the elf world. Dominate areas such as Guandu, Chengdu, Fengyuan, Shanao, Hezhong, Alola, and Galar. I have conquered countless Pokémon along the way. Pikachu, Spitfire Dragon, Chanadu, Kaga Ninja Frog, Toby Babe Lathias, Guladu, Kiladina, and so on. There are also many divine beasts. Just as Yi Yang thought. When he was about to reach the pinnacle of his life and marry by Fume Arzeus, who had transformed into a proud young lady. With a loud bang. System awakening. Yi Yang was thrown into his original world, thousands of years into the future. And because of solar system storms around the 30th century. Causing an extremely tragic cultural rift and species extinction. Cats, dogs, snakes, rabbits, chickens, ducks, fish, and other living animals such as pets and poultry no longer exist. Humanity disdains the weak who cannot survive natural disasters. They gave up pets and poultry that had no practical value. Choose to vigorously develop technology. Humans eat synthetic meat. I drank a nutrient. Traveling suspended vehicle. Even pets are electronic pets. Interstellar beings have long been accustomed to this kind of life. But the system told Yi Yang. Yi Yang needs to make everyone feel the beauty of elves in this world. Sincerely fall in love with elves. Yi Yang fell silent. Yi Yang lay flat. He. First, return the labor management wife. Yi Yang, who originally wanted to completely lie flat. After the system promises to achieve a certain goal, he will be asked to draw his past elves. Only then did Yi Yang gather his energy. And then he was deeply struck. The pet store has been open for a month now, and no transactions have been made. Damn soulless technological product. Just as Yi Yang chose to turn over and continue lying flat, the wind chime at the door rang. Yi Yang's eyes lit up as a guest came to his door. Welcome. Lin Xiaowei, who had just walked into this uniquely decorated store, was taken aback by the sudden gentle male voice. Hello. Is this the offline museum of Aaron Intelligent Technology? I want to customize a pet robot. Lin Xiaowei clenched the bag in her hand and said hesitantly. She instinctively scrutinized the shop. Seeing the word, pet, she rushed in without much thought. I'm afraid if I slow down a step, I won't be able to grab Aaron Technology's latest robot pet. After entering, Lin Xiaowei only realized what was wrong. A spacious and unobstructed space, warm-toned wooden flooring, and a faint scent of grass. The decoration style is completely unrelated to any offline store of Aaron Technology. Lin Xiaowei deeply realized. She probably walked the wrong way. In Yi Yang's opinion, the girl at the door, dressed in a goose-yellow floral camisole short skirt, with a curvy figure and fair long legs, was clearly visible. I guess the toes in the shoes can be awkwardly buttoned up to create a magic castle. As an empathetic boss, Yi Yang took the initiative to share the trouble for this guest. Hello lovely lady. Our store is indeed not an offline store of Aaron Technology. But our store sells pets. Do you want to see them? Maybe you'll like them. Lin Xiaowei looked at Yi Yang with a wary gaze. Isn't it Aaron Technology? Still selling pets? Can't it be some unnamed black shop? Yi Yang sensed her vigilance and couldn't laugh or cry for a moment. Yi Yang coughed lightly twice. Please believe that our store is absolutely legitimate. However, all the pets sold in our store are living beings, not mechanical life. Upon hearing this, Lin Xiaowei was completely stunned. Living body. Do you have the kind that is warm and fluffy? Lin Xiaowei subconsciously revealed her hobbies. The next second, Lin Xiaowei's eyes became even more conflicted as she looked at Yi Yang. Wait. You're not selling a ball beast, are you? Yi Yang's expression was puzzled for a moment. Species that he had no knowledge of appeared. Yi Yang ignored the past and said with a serious expression. It's not a ball beast. We have a wide variety of live pets in our store. Miss, would you like to come in and choose them? Lin Xiaowei looked at Yi Yang's outstretched hand. In the end, he couldn't resist the temptation and walked in. Everyone has come. I just want to take a look. I may not necessarily buy it. When Lin Xiaowei sat on the sofa, she was still emphasizing with a stiff tongue. Yi Yang nodded and took out a tablet from behind the sofa, handing it to Lin Xiaowei. This is the Pokemon guidebook. All the pets in our store are on it. Miss, could you please draw one? Yi Yang introduced the usage of a picture book to Lin Xiaowei. Because we sell live pets, our store values fate. What pets you can purchase depends on what you can draw. To put it bluntly, the dog system only supports random selection. What can Yi Yang do? He can only package the non-human dog system in a way that is easy to handle. Lin Xiaowei, on the other hand, exudes a positive acceptance. I want a cute pet. She lightly pressed the go button. Countless black figures are rapidly changing. Lin Xiaowei, who originally had a trial mentality. For some unknown reason, my heart suddenly filled with anticipation. What will she draw? Can it be fluffy? She wants a furry one. The next second, a furry pet resembling a fox appeared on the screen. Yi Yang looked at the fluffy brown and cream-colored hair. He was surprised by the girl's good luck. This child's name is IB, he is a very cute and very suitable elf as a pet. Do you want to see it? Lin Xiaowei had already thrown away what she had said before. She nodded wildly. Yes, yes. Yi Yang pretended to enter the small room. In fact, it was from the system that the Ibrahimovic that Lin Xiaowei had just drawn was extracted. 1 minute later, Yi Yang appeared in front of Lin Xiaowei holding the cute Ibu. Beauty Ibu sat in Yi Yang's arms, swinging his long ears and tail, and making sweet moans at Lin Xiaowei. All of Lin Xiaowei's thoughts were instantly captured by Ibrahimovic's soft fur and sweet voice. Woo! So cute. I must take it home today. Boss, let's ask for a price. Lin Xiaowei, who was knocked unconscious by Ibrahimovic, didn't hesitate to give her wallet. Yi Yang's mouth curved in a mysterious way. Okay, thank you for your patronage of 288,000 yuan. Are you in cash or by card? I brush. Lin Xiaowei said halfway through, and she finally realized something was wrong. Lin Xiaowei twisted her neck and looked at Yi Yang with frightened eyes. Wait. How much? 288,000 yuan. Yi Yang kept his smile unchanged. Lin Xiaowei jumped up in anger and shouted loudly. Ha! Why don't you go grab it? Chapter 2. Ibrahimovic Special Abilities. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2 Ibrahimovic Special Abilities. Upon hearing this, Yi Yang coughed lightly. Cough and cough. This price sounds a bit outrageous. But this is also regulated by the dog system. The cheapest elves cannot be priced lower than 288,000 yuan. In this era where the latest intelligent AI robots only cost 188,000 yuan. A living pet worth 288,000 yuan is truly outrageous. Yi Yang couldn't lower the price either. So Yi Yang explained to Lin Xiaowei seriously. It's like this, all the pets in our store are special. They are different from any living pet you know, they have special talents. Please believe that they match this price. Yi Yang showed exceptional patience. He must close this order today. Yi Yang glanced at Lin Xiaowei's latest bag, clothes, and necklace accessories. He immediately judged that this was a wealthy young lady. Lin Xiaowei's expression also looked very conflicted. Don't say 288,000. 388,000 or even more, she can come up with it. She just can't swallow this breath. Lin Xiaowei frowned coldly. Living pets are very weak. I'll go play the blind box of the ball beast, and even a ball beast only costs 100,000 yuan. You. Ibrahimovic, you're asking for 288,000 yuan. You're saying you're not a black shop. Upon hearing this, Yi Yang said, wait a moment. He quickly checked the ball beast mentioned by Lin Xiaowei. Yi Yang showed a clear expression. He confidently looked at Lin Xiaowei and said in a gentle voice. It seems that you really like furry pets. Yi Yang poked Lin Xiaowei's heart with just one sentence. Lin Xiaowei's face instantly turned red. She just prefers fuzziness. I like fluffy fur. What's wrong? Lin Xiaowei stuttered and said. Compared to those cold mechanical pets. Isn't living pets with fur more adorable? Yi Yang showed a comforting smile. This is not a shameful thing, everyone's hobbies are different. I just think I should introduce to you the difference between our store's pets and ball beasts. Yi Yang has just finished watching the show called Ball Beast. He instantly understood. Why does Lin Xiaowei accept random sampling well? The show called Ball Beast. It is a pet company that integrates the genes of all pets on Earth and cultivates a pseudo-living pet. Due to being a living pet, every ball beast has an uncontrollable and unique personality. The appearance is like a furry and round sphere. Paired with various personalities. Some people love to demolish their homes, some people are cold and indifferent to their host, some like to sleep, some like to scream at fixed times, some people like to live in water. Different personalities. Turning pet ownership into an open blind box. It's okay to drive to the sticky and cute ball beast. Driving to a personality that you don't like is a disaster. And the ball beast is very weak. Once made the image of living pets worse. Yi Yang picked up Ibu, allowing her adorable face to be better displayed in front of Lin Xiaowei. IB cooperated and gave Lin Xiaowei a crooked head kill. Bunny. Lin Xiaowei took 3 consecutive steps back. I almost couldn't handle the coquettish act from Ibrahimovic. Just. Even if Ibrahimovic is really cute, he's not worth this price. Lin Xiaowei is crazy in her heart, telling herself to have a firm will. Never be seduced. Seeing this, Yi Yang smiled and said. All the elves sold in our store, regardless of their personality, will reward you with the same trust and loyalty as long as you don't abandon them. And they all have special talents. Do you want to take a look? Yi Yang's words aroused Lin Xiaowei's interest. Lin Xiaowei has always been longing for Ibu. So. Let's take a look then. Lin Xiaowei hesitated and said. Everyone has come, why not take a look? Lin Xiaowei whispered to herself in her heart. She just couldn't accept it and was slaughtered by the unscrupulous store. But she couldn't bear it anymore, the furry and cute IB. What Lin Xiaowei needs is a reason that can persuade her. Yi Yang let go of his hand holding Ibu. Ibrahimovic, use desire. Bunny. Ibrahimovic opened his legs and called out sweetly as he approached Lin Xiaowei. Lin Xiaowei's entire mind was attracted to Ibrahimovic. Woo. It's really cute. What should I do? Lin Xiaowei looked into Ibu's eyes and couldn't help but burst out with love. She suddenly felt that Ibrahimovic was even cuter. What should she do? Before Lin Xiaowei could react. The intelligent optical brain in Lin Xiaowei's hand was picked up by Ibu in his mouth. Ibu sat by Yi Yang's leg and wagged his tail coquettishly at Lin Xiaowei. Lin Xiaowei, who finally realized, looked bewildered. Wait a minute. What happened just now? Why is my intelligent optical brain located in Ibrahimovic? Lin Xiaowei was dumbfounded. What's going on? Is this really a living pet? This speed she didn't even realize what had happened. Chapter 3. Potential Ibrahimovic. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. Potential Ibrahimovic. Yi Yang bent down and took out the intelligent optical brain from Ibu's mouth. He handed it to Lin Xiaowei's hand. Miss, how are you? Are you still satisfied with Ibrahimovic's display of skill? Lin Xiaowei instinctively took Yi Yang's intelligent light brain from her hand. Her face still had an unresolved look of surprise. Ibrahimovic. That speed. Isn't it? How did it actually achieve it? Lin Xiaowei struggled for a while. Unable to organize a single sentence. The ability that Ibrahimovic demonstrated really surprised her. Intelligent optical brain. It is a type of wearable optical brain that cannot be seized after binding, unless the individual agrees. The intelligent optical brain used by Lin Xiaowei is the latest model. It is claimed that there is no possibility of theft unless one dies. And then this scene appeared. Yi Yang was not surprised by this. In his view, some of Pokémon's skills can be called the law of causality. Because of the setting of the skills themselves. In reality, it cannot be without shock. Yi Yang explained to Lin Xiaowei in a gentle voice. This is Ibrahimovic's skill. IB is a general attribute elf, and its special abilities are not suitable for attacks, but in other aspects, it can always produce some unexpected effects. Lin Xiaowei nodded repeatedly. Really, Ibrahimovic doesn't look like he can fight very well. For example, the move you just saw, Desire, is that Ibrahimovic attacks you through coquettishness. Can cause damage to you, or take a random item from you. Ibrahimovic didn't want to harm you, which turned into taking an item from you. Yi Yang's explanation did not completely convince Lin Xiaowei. After all, Intelligent optical brain is not an ordinary item. What Yi Yang did not explain is, items that Ibrahimovic cannot steal are usually special items such as Z.pure crystals. Mechanical products of the Interstellar era. There really isn't such a restriction. Anyway, Lin Xiaowei reluctantly accepted Yi Yang's statement. If that's the case, this price doesn't seem too exaggerated either. Ibrahimovic is really amazing. Lin Xiaowei stared at the obedient and lovely IB sitting on the ground, murmuring. Buni Ibu seemed to understand what Lin Xiaowei was saying and let out a sweet cry. Its expression looked extremely proud. Lin Xiaowei couldn't help but squat down and fiercely touched Ibu a few times. Ibuna's soft, smooth, and thick fur instantly conquered Lin Xiaowei's heart. It's so cute. It feels like Ibrahimovic can understand what I'm saying. Lin Xiaowei tried to hold back, but then she couldn't help but pick up Ibrahimovic and vigorously rub against him. Yi Yang looked at the interaction between Lin Xiaowei and Ibu with a smile on his face. He confirmed. This order is stable. Thinking of getting closer to reuniting with his wife, Yi Yang's mood also improved significantly. You didn't feel wrong, Ibrahimovic can indeed understand what you're saying. All the elves in our store have extremely high intelligence, and they can understand your expression. However, their fundamental way of thinking is still biased towards animalistic. Each elf's personality is different. For example, this IB belongs to the type who loves to act spoiled and has a gentle personality. Yi Yang said slowly. In Yi Yang's opinion, this is completely incomparable to mechanical pets. No matter how realistic the production of intelligent electronic and mechanical pets may be, their thinking is always disguised by chips through big data algorithms. Compared to real living pets, it always lacks a bit of agility and liveliness. This is also why ball beasts always occupy a place in the market. A lively and dynamic life. This is unique to living pets. Lin Xiaowei is no longer entangled. Buy. Swipe your card directly. I reluctantly admit that you're not a gangster anymore. Lin Xiaowei said and handed a card to Yi Yang. Then she hugged IB tightly. 288,000 is 288,000. My little Ibrahimovic is worth it. As for special abilities and so on. Anyway, I don't need little cute to do anything. After witnessing Ibrahimovic's ability and overcoming the hurdle in his heart, Lin Xiaowei decided without hesitation to take Ibu home. She has long wanted to have a furry, adorable living pet. Lin Xiaowei hesitated for a long time when deciding whether to buy a ball beast. I'm afraid of blind box buying and buying a ball beast with a personality I don't like. The abandonment rate of ball beasts has always been high. Lin Xiaowei couldn't do such a thing. After learning that Aaron Technology had made new breakthroughs in intelligent AI technology, I decided to order a mechanical pet. And now, Lin Xiaowei has a better and more suitable choice for her heart. Lin Xiaowei couldn't help but feel emotional. This is fate. She will walk into this store today, it must have been arranged by heaven. Yi Yang has no opinion on this matter. As you are the first customer to purchase our store's Pokémon, I am giving you 2 boxes of energy blocks as a special gift. This is Ibrahimovic's favorite flavor, which contains extremely abundant energy and nutrition for Ibrahimovic. Your Ibrahimovic has great potential. Chapter 4. Black-Hearted Boss. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Black-Hearted Boss. Lin Xiaowei snorted disdainfully at Yi Yang's speech. Humph. Isn't that what you guys who run stores say? Although Lin Xiaowei happily swiped her card. But because of some profound inherent impressions, I still feel that this store is like a black shop. Lin Xiaowei hugged Ibu and said with a furry expression of addiction. What you just said seems like a new kind of statement created by unscrupulous merchants to promote their products. Its fundamental purpose is to deceive us customers into paying more. Upon hearing this, Yi Yang showed a helpless expression. He handed the card and 2 boxes of energy blocks to Lin Xiaowei together in a handbag. Lin Xiaowei took the handbag. She looked at the unknown logo on the bag with 18 different colored stone slabs on its side, showing a puzzled expression. Is it another kind of pet you've never seen before? Or could it be an elf? Lin Xiaowei remembered Yi Yang's nickname for the pets in the store. She didn't pay much attention. I just thought this was Yi Yang's general term for the live pets he sells. Here are the energy cubes that Ibrahimovic likes to eat the most. They cost 1 to 3 yuan per day, and 2 boxes can last about a week. If there is still a need in the future, you can come back to me to purchase. Lin Xiaowei immediately took out the energy block. Pushing open the characteristic long box, revealing neatly arranged small pink cubes inside. A sweet taste emanated. Lin Xiaowei's mouth unconsciously secreted saliva. Ibrahimovic poked his head and eagerly looked at the pink energy cube. It looks so delicious. Lin Xiaowei swallowed her saliva and said in a daze. Yi Yang leaned against the front desk and said lazily with laughter. You can try it. Although it's elf food, the ingredients are some tree fruits, which humans can also consume in small amounts. Lin Xiaowei picked up a piece and took a bite. The sour and sweet taste instantly spreads in the mouth. Delicious. Lin Xiaowei suddenly widened her eyes. More delicious than sour and sweet-flavored nutritional liquid. Beauty. Just as Lin Xiaowei was indulging in this scent, the constant cries of Ibrahimovic came from the side. Lin Xiaowei lowered her head and smiled. All right, I haven't forgotten you, you can try it too. Lin Xiaowei directly lifted the energy cube box and placed it in front of IB. IB first rubbed against Lin Xiaowei, and then plunged into the delicious energy cube. Jianibu really likes energy blocks. Lin Xiaowei waved her hand and said very confidently. Give me 20 more boxes. Ibrahimovic likes to eat, so she buys more. Yi Yang smiled and quickly packed 20 boxes of energy blocks. 1 box of energy blocks costs 10,000 yuan, and 20 boxes of sincere benefits cost 200,000 yuan. If you make a one-time purchase of 500,000 yuan in our store, you will be eligible to purchase the Pokémon illustrated book. As you are our first customer, let's open a backdoor for you. So, do you need the elf guidebook? Yi Yang took out a small red tablet. He looked at Lin Xiaowei with a smile on his face. Lin Xiaowei's expression froze when she heard the price. But she persevered. Isn't it just 200,000 yuan? She can't afford it. Just it is indeed a black shop. It's too dark. Lin Xiaowei is crazy roast in her heart. When Lin Xiaowei saw the elf guidebook that Yi Yang had pulled out, she rolled her small white eyes. She asked uncontrollably. The elf guidebook. What's the use of it? Without saying a word, Yi Yang directly showed Lin Xiaowei the usage. He prepared IB for the elf guidebook. The sound of the mechanical system immediately came to mind. Ibrahimovic, general attribute, evolved Pokémon, a special Pokémon with various evolutionary possibilities due to unstable genes characteristic. Hazard prediction move. Desire, flash of electric light, round eyes on the elf guidebook, the appearance of IB appears. Yi Yang looked at Lin Xiaowei. That's it, as long as you aim at the elf, you can get the basic information of this elf. However, all the elves inside need you to unlock and collect them yourself. Our store is limited to 100 units, first come, first served. The energy blocks and elf guides are both provided by the dog system. The tree fruit required for energy blocks is not available in this world. The elf guidebook is similar to the one in the game, and requires the trainer to unlock one by one. The quantity is not much. Especially the elf guidebook, the quantity is limited. Yi Yang sold it directly at a high price. After all, he needs to complete the revenue task earlier. Why don't you reunite with your wife earlier? Lin Xiaowei's cheeks bulged with anger. It must be very expensive. But it's a limited edition. Ibrahimovic bought it, Energy Blocks bought it, and there's also a picture book missing, isn't there? Lin Xiaowei muttered softly. In the end, she couldn't resist the temptation brought by the word limited edition. She waved her hand wide. I'll take it. I'll take everything. Damn the unscrupulous shopkeeper. Yi Yang smiled faintly at Lin Xiaowei's accusations and remained silent. Okay, with the addition of the Elf Guidebook, we will sincerely benefit 300,000 yuan. Chapter 5. Sister, please participate. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Sister, please participate. Yi Yang bid farewell to Lin Xiaowei, who was breathing heavily. His pet shop has once again returned to quietness. Yi Yang collapsed on the sofa. He stared blankly at the virtual starry sky above his head, and Yi Yang lazily said. Ah. It's been a month now, and finally the first task has been completed. Because I successfully sold a sprite. Yi Yang also recalled his tragic experiences over the past month. Actually, before Lin Xiaowei. His pet shop is not without other customers visiting. The previous two guests, one drew a small dragon and the other drew a sticky baby. After learning that 380,000 and 680,000 were needed, these two guests slammed the door and left. Spicy chicken shop. Black-hearted merchants wish you a speedy closure. The two guests each left warm greetings similar to each other. Yi Yang shook his head repeatedly regarding this. TSK TSK TSK. That's an elf that can evolve into X spray, Y spray, and true dragon attributes. Yi Yang thought of the two ignorant customers and sighed for their missed opportunity. As he spoke, he thought of Lin Xiaowei again. But this little girl's luck is also good. That's an Ibu that can evolve into the fairy Ibu. Fairy Ibu with fairy attributes. Absolutely the most fairy-like existence among all forms of Ibrahimovic. Not to mention, the attribute is still a demon of the Ju Ku-Long series. After opening the first order, business should improve in the future, right? Yi Yang murmured. He always puts on a salted fish posture. In fact, Yi Yang still hopes to complete the tasks required by the system as soon as possible. Because that's the only way he can reunite with his biological wife earlier. Yi Yang no longer wants to reminisce about the sleepless night alone. Thinking of this, Yi Yang suddenly straightened up and sat up. Dog system, teleportation. I have completed the first task, can you teleport my original elf to me now? Yi Yang shouted towards the void. The sound of the system instantly echoed in Yi Yang's mind. Ding dong. The task, Step 1 of Elf Promotion. Sell the first elf has been completed. Open the teleportation channel for the host. Please draw the first teleportation sprite from the host. A golden will that only Yi Yang could see appeared before his eyes. Yi Yang looked at the turntable and his expression gradually became ferocious. 1. You still need to draw. Are you joking with me? The sound of the system rang out calmly. Opening the teleportation channel requires a lot of energy, and the host can provide energy by completing the task. If you need to teleport more elves, please actively complete the task. Yi Yang wants to lie flat again. Shit. Think about the number of elves he has tamed. If you want to designate a wife, you have to wait until that day. Fortunately, Yi Yang firmly accepted this result. Draw it. I'm definitely the Emperor of Europe alive. Yi Yang rubbed his face and melon seeds fiercely, and he tapped heavily on the golden turntable. With a whoosh, the turntable spun rapidly. The pointer stopped in a tiny grid. Yi Yang hasn't seen it clearly yet. The sound of the system rang out again. A burst of golden light rose up. Ding. Selected teleportation elf. Latias. The door of teleportation is open. Latia's teleportation was successful, accompanied by the sound of the system falling. With a streamlined body in glass like red and white feathers, Latias appeared in front of Yi Yang. Although not a wife. But at the moment he saw Latias, a big smile appeared on Yi Yang's face. At the moment when Latias saw Yi Yang, he transformed into a human and suddenly rushed towards him. Brother. The sweet girl's voice rang out. Latias transformed into a girl and tightly hugged Yi Yang. I miss my brother so much. Latias said coquettishly. Yi Yang pushed Radiath aside a bit. Alright, my younger sister is already a mature Pokémon, we can't stick to our brother like this anymore. As he spoke, he looked at the girl in the incarnation of Latias. A head of white long hair with a few strands of water-red highlights. Eyes are golden. A white shirt, a red mini-skirt, revealing a pair of fair long legs. He looks just 18 or 19 years old, very energetic. Yi Yang couldn't help but look satisfied. Ah. This is his sister he raised. After Yi Yang entered the world of Pokémon, he did not go to Shuidu. But on the journey, I found a wounded and lonely Latias cub. Yi Yang took in Latias. Because Latias was young, he regarded him as his brother. And voluntarily became the elf of Yi Yang. Out of his past love for Latias, Yi Yang also took on the responsibility of his brother. After that, they went through many battles together. Their relationship is getting deeper and deeper. Yi Yang really took care of Latias as his younger sister. Latias likes to stick to Yi Yang the most. Latias pulled Yi Yang's hand and coquettishly said. Brother disappeared all day. I thought he was gone. Chapter 6. My sister's rebellion hurts my heart. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. My sister's rebellion hurts my heart. I'll disappear for a day. Yi Yang immediately sensed something was amiss from Latia's words. Latias nodded obediently. Blinking, with watery golden eyes, he tilted his head to look at Yi Yang. As if asking, is there anything wrong? Yi Yang smacked his lips. Isn't that right? There are so many mistakes. He has been opening a store in this world for a month now. In addition, the previous time of system inactivity. He disappeared for more than a month. It's probably a time surprise caused by the difference between two worlds. As a man who had traveled twice, Yi Yang quickly accepted this setting. Isn't it just that the time is different? It seems that the time for this is faster, but the time for Pokémon World is slower. This is also quite good. Yi Yang rubbed his chin and whispered. Lest his wife think he doesn't want to get married and run away. Yi Yang thought and nodded. Yes. That's great. Maybe in less than a month, the elf world will be able to find his wife back. He can say goodbye to this dog system. Yi Yang fell into a wonderful fantasy. Embrace your own wife. Fist dog system. Get back to the pinnacle of life. Latias looked at Yi Yang in a daze, she tilted her head and whispered. Humph, brother ignored me again. I'm not paying attention to my brother anymore. After speaking, Latias let go of Yi Yang's hand. She explored in the store. Yi Yang noticed. But he didn't say anything and let Latias go. The store is just that big. Latias, as long as he doesn't run out, there's no problem. After all, Latias is an infinite Pokémon. The way of speaking is also through heart-to-heart induction. It's easy to be caught off guard when going out. Latias is very well behaved. After wandering around the store, she returned to Yi Yang's side with the brewed tea. Yi Yang smiled at Latias. My younger sister is really amazing. Yi Yang praised the child in a soothing tone. Latias doesn't think anything is wrong either. Instead, he looked up with great pride. I'm super amazing. Yi Yang looked at his sister's proud expression and couldn't help but continue to praise her. Latia's small face turned red after being praised, and Yi Yang finally stopped. After playing for a while, Latias transformed back into his true form. It placed its little head on Yi Yang's legs. Because it was in Pokémon form, Yi Yang did not push it away. Latias listened to Yi Yang's explanation and gained a general understanding of this new world. So now, is brother looking for trainers for those Pokémon? Latias tilted his head and asked. Yi Yang nodded. You can understand it this way. Find more trainers and hold some activities to deepen the elves' impression in their hearts. Pokémon battles, Pokémon gorgeous competitions, and so on are all possible. Anyway, there is a complete system that I have participated in before and can be used directly. Yi Yang said casually. He hasn't thought that far yet. Maybe he'll pull out his wife before then. You don't have to work so hard. The first shot caught Yi Yang's younger sister, and suddenly he was full of confidence in himself. Next time, I will definitely get a wife. Latias didn't know what Yi Yang was thinking. It moved its head and said with a puzzled expression. But isn't it that my brother just sold a sprite? I want to sell the number of elves that can hold competitions. Latias does not strike people, he only tells the truth. To be honest, it fiercely stabbed Yi Yang's heart. Yi Yang looked at Latias with a sad expression. My sister's rebellion hurts my heart. Yi Yang, who had suffered a backstab from his younger sister, pushed away his sister lying on his lap with a cold expression on his face. Yi Yang remained expressionless and said coldly. Sister, you are already a mature sister. You need to learn to help your brother support his family. Latias looked at Yi Yang with a look of grievance on his face. What does my brother say? I can't understand. Latias spoke confidently. Although it can become a human, it is just a Pokémon. Brother, what he said is too complicated. She's just a child. She can't understand. Yi Yang remained unmoved by his sister's coquettishness. It's okay if you don't understand, my brother will teach you. Come on. In order for my brother to achieve his dreams earlier, and to love your sister. In.law, contribute your strength. Latias looked at Yi Yang, whose eyes were flickering with an evil light. Fluttering his wings, he wanted to run away. But Yi Yang, who was particularly familiar with it, grabbed his hand. Yi Yang smiled and looked at the tearful Latias. Don't worry. Brother is not so cruel. Believe in my brother. Yi Yang, like a big gray wolf disguised as a wolf grandmother, smiled and said to Little Red Riding Hood Latias. Humph. Latias let out a cry. Woo 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 woo. Big Demon King brother is too scary. It doesn't want this brother anymore. Don't take 3 seconds, brother. Chapter 7. The first step to ignite the Interstellar. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. The first step to ignite the Interstellar Chuanqing Network short video platform. In just 2 days. There is a brand new video account that has gone viral on the All-Star Network with just one video. Accompanied by smooth and fast-paced background music. A creature they had never seen before appeared in the video. A streamlined body and sparkling feathers like glass. A color scheme with top white and bottom red. Jet-like wings, fish-like feet, and triangular blue markings on the chest. Flying and spinning at high speed in the air. Showcasing infinite beauty and power. Just from the screen. They can all feel the power and beauty conveyed by it. Everyone is curious. Which technology company's new fighter jet is this? In the video, it was mistaken by the public for the body shape of a new fighter jet, and suddenly a kite rolled over from the air. Head straight to the ground. Danger, we're going to crash. The first time watching the video, everyone couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. Just as they were regretting the fall of an artwork. At the moment of touching the ground, it transformed into a girl. White hair, red highlights, golden eyes. And a handsome combat uniform. Ladies, come on. The girl clasped her two fingers together and placed them between her eyebrows as if in a salute. The girl who claimed to be Latias naturally compared a wink to the camera. Just a glance. Countless young men's hearts have fallen. Woo 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 woo. Goddess. This is the appearance of the war goddess in their hearts. Pretty and handsome. The video, which is less than 2 minutes long, has been replayed time and time again by netizens all over the world. More and more people are falling. Not only those males. More girls were also deeply attracted by the handsomeness and beauty displayed by Latias. The comments section of this video is almost being flooded. A refresh results in thousands of comments. Latias. Is that my sister's name? It sounds so beautiful. Latias, look at me. Stinky, stinky. Whether it's the form of a new fighter jet or the posture of a young girl, they all hit my heart hard. I'm completely in love. Woo woo. This is exactly the image of the goddess in my dream. Goddess Latias looks at me. I am a new student at the first military academy on the interstellar planet. I am 1.8 meters tall, and my abdominal muscles are 8 yuan %. Sister, look at me. Sister, give me a chance. Sister's waist is not her waist. It's a killing knife. PR, are all of them coming out of the chicken coop above. Don't scare my goddess. Don't look at them, goddess. Just look at me, goddess. I just want to sue Lady Latias purely. Shyness. JPG, more and more people are flocking to the bottom of this video. While licking and licking. They are also curious about which technology companies work the girl in the picture can transform into a new type of fighter jet. Is this the legendary mechanical girl? Shocked. The current technology has not yet reached this level, has it? The transformation between new fighter jets and bionic technology humans. The former requires large-scale machinery. The latter is a representative of fine machinery. These two cannot be perfectly integrated together. So what do they see? Aaron Technologies' new product promotional video. When the popularity of the video reaches its peak. This account, which has already surpassed 100 million fans but has yet to make any progress, finally posted another video. At the moment when fans eagerly clicked in, they realized they had been deceived. Isn't it a new video for goddesses? Is it a promotion for a pet store that has never been heard of before? Hatue. Vampires who rub against the heat of their goddess Latias. Then they saw a report displayed in the video. Moment the Star Network exploded again. New fighter jet Latias goddess living pet. The topic even made it to the middle of the hot search list on the All-Star Network without any capital support. The Star Network Hot Search List is a collection of popular topics across the entire Star Network. The daily active population is tens of billions. How could a video from a small shop on a backward planet make it onto the Interstellar Hot Search List? Many people were shocked. When suspecting if there is any conspiracy involved. Their hands unconsciously clicked in. I'm not curious at all. I'll take a look. A young man named Fong Weiming, who has just been admitted to the Central Galaxy Military Academy this year. As usual, eat melons on the Star Network. Who said military academy students cannot enjoy gossip? He saw this hot search. Fong Weiming casually clicked in and muttered. Wow, it's very interesting at first glance. Let me take a look. It's just less than 2 minutes. Fong Weiming, who was originally careless, stood up completely. He suddenly widened his eyes. What? Such a goddess who combines handsomeness and strength is actually a living pet. That kind of weak chicken. Touch porcelain, my goddess. What are you joking about? Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. This must be a scam on April Fool's Day. Not only Fong Weiming. Similar collapse speeches swept through thousands of households. The storm of Latias has brought the Pokémon pet shop of Blue Star to life. Official All-Star Celebration. Chapter 8. New Heights in Cognition. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. New Heights in Cognition, TSK, a group of LSPs. I read and delete these comments every time. Yi Yang lay on the rocking chair, eating orange fruits with a clicking sound. Yi Yang specifically collected it from the dog system. Who made the interstellar space completely devoid of these things? Looking leisurely at the comments in the comments section. Yi Yang operated with a calm expression, neglecting those gentlemen's speeches. Yi Yang is still very satisfied with this effect. In the future era, we cannot always lie at home waiting for guests to come, can we? Always do a different kind of promotion. Latias also transformed into a human form and sat next to Yi Yang. She turned up the sound of the movie to the fullest and watched it with relish. Yi Yang, who was headache-stricken by the noise, also took a glance at it. What's the ghost of eternal era? Watching the self-help of interstellar human dehydration migration. Seeing this series of names, Yi Yang can't help roast. He looked at Latias with a gentle expression on his face. Sister, you're still young. You should watch some cartoons about cats and mice. Upon hearing this, Latias blinked his eyes and looked at Yi Yang. Animation. What is that, brother? Yi Yang felt a sense of responsibility as his older brother when he was looked at by Latias with his watery golden eyes. He stood up without hesitation and rolled up his sleeves. Leave it to my brother. He must find a good animated film for his sister today. Yi Yang was so foolish when he searched on the internet. What kind of ghosts are these? Cats and mice. It doesn't exist. Animation. Don't even think about it. Yi Yang looked at the film he found. What are they all? The Art of War, Imperial Justice Army, Genius Commander, Genius Mech Master. Yi Yang is tired. Yi Yang was watching the movie that Latias was watching when he suddenly realized. It's pretty good, sister. Just take a look at this. War, forget it. Yi Yang once again deeply realized that there is something wrong with this interstellar system. Feeling tired, Yi Yang climbed back onto his rocking chair. I feel like I need to rest. Yi Yangqi said as if hanging a thread. At this moment, the crisp sound of wind chimes came from the door. A guest has come to our door. Yi Yang doesn't want to move. But thinking about his wife, Yi Yang still struggled to get up from the chair. Hello, welcome to visit. Yi Yang put on a business posture. He wore a stiff and rigid business smile on his face. The one who entered was a mentally clean young man wearing protective goggles. He is none other than Fong Weiming. Fong Weiming is like the interstellar netizens of Guangda. I don't even believe that their goddess Latias would be a living pet. What if there is a specialized agency's appraisal certificate? Maybe it's a technical synthesis. They absolutely don't believe it. Fong Weiming saw the address of the pet store on Blue Star. He set off immediately. As a person living in Blue Star, Fong Weiming felt convenience for the first time. After all, interstellar travel is not as convenient as imagined. Otherwise, why haven't the Guangda interstellar netizens who have seen the video come to the pet store for a long time? It's not because they're in the solar system. The Milky Way. Fong Weiming occupies the convenience of the region. I became the first customer to come to my door after watching the video. La Goddess Latias. As soon as Fang Weiming walked into the pet store, his gaze firmly clung to Latias. Latias heard his name and tilted his head, looking at Fang Weiming with a puzzled expression. It seems like asking again. What are you calling me? Fang Weiming met the golden eyes of Latias, and his heart immediately began to beat rapidly. Bang! Bang, bang, bang. He felt that his heart was about to jump out of his mouth the next second. Goddess Latias. The living goddess Latias. Fang Weiming's scorching gaze frightened Latias. Being stared at by a stranger with this explicit gaze. Scared, Latias quickly reverted back to his original form and crawled behind Yi Yang. Dared to poke out a small head and secretly look at Fang Weiming standing at the door. The whole process was ignored. Yi Yang, who watched with his own eyes how the guests frightened his sister, had a cross veins popping out of his forehead. Yi Yang protected his younger sister behind him with one hand. He gritted his teeth and looked at the guest with a smile. This guest, your gaze is very impolite. Excuse me, are you specifically here to be a pervert? Fang Weiming's eyes became even hotter as he saw Latias transform. Upon hearing Yi Yang's voice, he finally reacted. Fang Weiming waved his hands repeatedly and said with an embarrassed expression on his face. I'm sorry, boss. I came here after watching a video of the transformation of the goddess Latias. I really didn't expect that the goddess Latias really existed. The goddess who can transform between new fighter jets and beautiful girls is a real existence. What living pets! Fang Weiming can't even remember it. Yi Yang chuckled. He has gained a new understanding of his sister's level of attraction to bees and his future obsession with high technology. Sir, this is a Pokémon pet store. Do you need to purchase Pokémon? Yi Yangpi asked with a smile on his face. Chapter 9. Yellow Mouse. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9 Yellow Mouse. Upon hearing Yi Yang's words, Fang Weiming finally realized that this is a pet shop. Fang Weiming blinked his eyes. He finally remembered what he was doing here. Cough cough. Fang Weiming coughed lightly twice and looked at Yi Yang with an embarrassed expression on his face. It's like this. Boss, are all the pets here really living pets? And the goddess Latias? As he spoke, Fang Weiming's eyes couldn't help but look towards Latias behind Yi Yang. Yi Yang smiled and nodded, speaking confidently. You don't have to doubt this. Our store has specialized qualifications and certification certificates, and we can guarantee that every elf is a living creature. In Yi Yang's tone, there was a sense of certainty. Seems to have no doubt of being exposed. The more confident Yi Yang appears, the more outrageous Fang Weiming feels. How could this be possible? His goddess Latias, is really a living pet. Fang Weiming didn't give up and looked at Yi Yang. Boss, my request may be a bit unreasonable. But can I use this life detection radar to see the goddess Latias? Fang Weiming reached out to the goggles he was wearing and lightly tapped twice. I'm afraid Yi Yang doesn't know what this is, Fang Weiming quickly explained. This is a military small life monitoring radar that can detect all humans, technological products, mechas, and other items. However, in non-war periods and regions, in order to use it, the consent of the tested object must be obtained. Upon hearing this, Yi Yang showed a clear expression. It's not a big problem. Okay, you can use it. Fang Weiming repeatedly thanked and quickly activated the life detection radar. Ensure their safety to the greatest extent possible. Life detection radar can detect all operational machinery and live life. And in the perspective of Fang Weiming's activation of life monitoring radar, he saw two waves emitting heat and living life. The temperature on Latias is even lower. But there is still a huge gap between it and the mechanical statement. No matter how hard Fang Weiming doesn't believe it. The facts have already been presented to Fang Weiming. Latias. It's really living life. Living pets. Fong Weiming, who came to crack down on counterfeits with great enthusiasm, suddenly became lethargic. In the video, Latias portrayed himself as handsome and compelling. It cannot be shaken in a short period of time, as interstellar beings have a weak understanding of living organisms. The combination of strength and beauty. Suddenly transitioning from technological life to living life. How can one not be disappointed? Yi Yang is not very familiar with Fong Weiming's ideas. What he cares about is only revenue. This guest, so what? Do you need to purchase a pet? After hearing Yi Yang's inquiry, the lethargic Fong Weiming lifted his head. Yes. Fong Weiming said in a trembling voice. Even if the goddess is different from what I think, I still want to have the same pet as the goddess. Fong Weiming spoke loudly and forcefully. Isn't it just keeping a living pet? He can. The corner of Yi Yang's mouth twitched silently twice. However, he still followed the spirit of a businessman and brought Fong Weiming to the reception area. Looking at Fong Weiming sitting on the sofa, Yi Yang calmly said to him. I know you like Latias, but the sprites in our store are purchased through extraction. What kind of pet you can take with you depends on what you draw. Every elf is different, and their abilities are also different. A few words from Yi Yang easily shattered Fong Weiming's last glimmer of fantasy. Yi Yang told him coldly. Youth. Don't think about it. My spirit is different from the ball beast, so each one will not look exactly the same. And you want a younger sister. Hee hee. Even if you have the luck, you may not be able to afford that price. Fong Weiming's expression became entangled. What he wants is a pet like the goddess Latias. If it's another pet, Fong Weiming hesitated for a moment before he asked softly. Can I give it a try first? He still prefers the goddess Latias. Thinking about it, Fong Weiming glanced at Latias sitting next to Yi Yang with a drooling gaze that he didn't think was obvious. Tears of envy are about to flow from the corners of my mouth. It's possible. This is our store's elf guidebook. Then give it a try, you'll be tied to that elf, right? Yi Yang smiled and pushed the elf guidebook to Fong Weiming's eyes. Fong Weiming, with an unknown nervousness, pressed the go button a little harder. At this moment, his heart is even more nervous than when the military academy issued the admission notice list back then. Countless black silhouettes flashed by. In just the blink of an eye, a voice revealed color. Fong Weiming looked at the elves in the elf guidebook with a stiff expression. What is this? What new breed of yellow mouse? Fong Weiming said and turned the elf guidebook to Yi Yang. Yi Yang laughed at first glance. Your luck. It's amazing. This child is called Pichu and is a mouse Pokémon. Chapter 10. Fall. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10 Fall Pichu. It's a pet I've never heard of before. Fong Weiming was able to be admitted to the Central Star Military Academy, which requires extremely high scores. I have read a lot of books. This includes some books related to ancient species on Earth. He has the most basic understanding of living organisms. Cats, dogs, and mice are said to have been the favorite pets of humans in the past. Fong Weiming doesn't like these pets and only knows how to act spoiled and cute. He is a pragmatist. A creature that only sells cuteness for survival cannot exist for a long time. But the moment I saw this yellow little mouse and its big ears, Fong Weiming still feels like his heart has been hit. Is this cute? Pichu is an electrical elf with a size of only about 30 centimeters and a decent personality. However, when startled, an electric current may be released. Yi Yang is not sure if this order can be completed. For the sake of Fong Weiming's appreciation of Latias, he still introduced Pichu to Fong Weiming. Does the guest want to take a look at this child? Fong Weiming hesitated for less than a second before nodding. Yes. I want to see. Latias tightly adhered to Yi Yang. I dare not stay alone with Fong Weiming at all. 1 minute later, Yi Yang and Latias came out of the small room. This time, Fong Weiming's entire mind was attracted by the yellow mouse sitting on Yi Yang's shoulder. Latias on the side couldn't divert his attention. Latias breathed a sigh of relief. Yi Yang sat down again. Pichio bounced from Yi Yang's shoulder to Yi Yang's palm. Pi. Pichio. Pichu's small body erupted with great momentum. It held Yi Yang's finger and looked curiously at Fong Weiming on the opposite side. A pair of big bean eyes burst out with a different liveliness and agility. At the moment when Fong Weiming met Pichio's eyes, the heart is beating rapidly and irregularly again. This feeling. I suddenly understood why so many people like ball beasts. Fong Weiming stared at Pichio without blinking and murmured. The agility and cuteness displayed by the vivid life is incomparable to mechanical statements no matter what. Fong Weiming showed his love for Pichio. He looked up at Yi Yang and asked awkwardly. Can I touch it? Yi Yang looked at the mound in his hand. You have a lot of courage. He handed Pichio to Fong Weiming. Of course you can. This is your bond spirit, and there is a lot of fate between you and it. I can tell that this child also seems to quite like you. Upon hearing Yi Yang's words, Fong Weiming's face burst into a silly smile. He reached out his hands and carefully took the Pichu. Afraid of accidentally causing Pichu to be injured. Pichu, however, had a very ambitious appearance. It kicked its little feet and bounced wildly in Fong Weiming's palm. After confirming that Fong Weiming is harmless, it climbs up the bar even more. He climbed straight up to Fong Weiming's head and sat down in one gulp. The expression was particularly satisfied. Fong Weiming stiffened. He sat on the sofa motionless. Yi Yang couldn't help but chuckle when he saw the situation. Well, their interaction is much better than Yi Yang imagined. Yi Yang witnessed it firsthand. How does an interstellar person who is indifferent to living pets slowly accept and become obsessed with elves? Yi Yang, who has always been a salty fish. I couldn't help but feel a little emotional. It seems that these people in the future do not really dislike living pets. Just didn't meet the one they were destined for. The cuteness of Pokémon. Perfectly hitting their inner softness. And the power possessed by Pokémon that has not yet been demonstrated. I believe these people will also flock to them. Yi Yang does not object to this. Pursuing the powerful power possessed by elves is a normal thing. As long as it is within the controllable range of the elves and trainers, Yi Yang is happy to see it succeed. You don't have to be so careful, the elves are much more powerful than you imagine. As long as it's not intentional torture, you can treat it with a normal attitude. Yi Yang reminded and said. Fong Weiming's body still hasn't relaxed much. He looked at Yi Yang's expression as if saying something again. How could you say that? My Pichu is just a little cutie. At this moment, Pai Chiu sat on top of Fong Weiming's head. With a sneak sound, slipped off Fong Weiming's head. Fong Weiming's heart is about to be scared and stopped suddenly. Pichu flipped a somersault effortlessly and landed on the sofa. Pai Pichu let out a happy voice. Fong Weiming saw Pichu landing safely. He moves frame by frame, like a stalled robot. Slowly covering his face. Ah. Although what if he still thinks Pichu is so cute? Woo 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 woo. He is a handsome man who has fallen in love with a yellow-skinned mouse. But he really can't refuse.